Hi guys, back in chapter 6, skincare products, chemistry, ingredients, and selection. We are continuing part 2 of describe the main types of ingredients in cosmetic chemistry. And we are picking up on this section, lighteners and brighteners. So lighteners and brighteners are performance ingredients, and they do provide and maintain a natural radiance and glow to the skin. Botanicals are a very popular source of brightening agents. So lightening ingredients are used to improve discoloration, the hyperpigmentation, and it can be caused by sun damage, hormonal imbalances, injury, and acne breakouts. Now, they help return your skin back to its normal, healthy color. They're known as melanin suppressants or tyrosinase inhibitors. And tyrosinase, remember, is the enzyme that converts tyrosine, the amino acid, into melanin. So, areas of discoloration are caused by overproduction of melanin. So, we use tyrosinase inhibitors to slow this process down, helping your skin return back to its natural color. So let's look at these examples. We have azelaic acid, bearberry, hexyl resorcinol, kojic acid, licorice, and vitamin C. In addition to that, we have the lightener, hydroquinone. That is one of the most effective skin lightening ingredients available, but it's also one of the most controversial due to the health concerns, particularly if you use it over long term. And in the United States, it is classified as a drug, and it comes in 2% concentration over the counter, and then higher concentration by prescription, which is 4% prescription strength or 6% physician dispense. These are all brighteners. They have ingredients similar to hydroquinone, but they're not a drug. So let's talk about some controversial ingredients in our skincare. And one of them, the controversial ingredients, is one of them is a surfactant, sodium lauryl sulfate. And then also preservatives, parabens, formaldehyde releasing donors, and then lightening agents like hydroquinone. Also color agents and nanoparticles and plasticizers like phthalates. They keep plastics soft and pliable, and they put that in a lot of skincare products. So there's a lot of scientific research and testing that does continue to determine the potential side effects from using certain chemicals. And some concerns are very valid while others are not yet proven. So there's a lot of rumors and incorrect information on the internet. So it's up to us as the esthetician to do our own research and verify these facts from reliable sources to determine true concerns. When I'm searching for things, I look for scientific journals, or I look for things ending in .gov or .org. Okay, so let's talk about nutrition, healing, and rejuvenation. And again, those are performance ingredients. And so when you apply them topically, these ingredients provide vital nutrients and hydration to the skin, and they do play a crucial role in healing and repair. A number of high-tech ingredients also serve to reduce inflammation, stimulate metabolic processes. They help restore our skin to a healthy state while preventing further damage. And these performance ingredients are the key to maintaining healthy skin. They prevent premature aging, and they also improve the signs of existing skin damage. Okay, so there's a lot of different ingredients, types of ingredients for this. And a lot of them are used, and thousands of them come in different formulations of combinations of, combinations of formulations. So combining them with specific emollients will determine the difference between a very rich cream, a lotion, a serum, and or target skin types and conditions. So let's talk about here humectants, hydrators, and hydrophilic agents. Now these ingredients, what they do is they attract water to the skin surface and they can lock it in, reducing dehydration. So examples are algae extract, aloe vera, glycerin, hyaluronic acid. We do know that holds 1,000 times its molecular weight in moisture. Honey and sodium PCA. Sodium PCA will hold 250 times its molecular weight in moisture. So they're all really good moisture binders. And I always think humectant. When I think of the word humectant, I think humidity in the air, so they attract it and lock it onto your skin. Okay, antioxidants, among the most effective ingredients for all skin types and conditions are vitamins, amino acids, botanicals, and other natural substances. But antioxidants, we know, help protect our skin from free radicals and the damaging effects of pollution, stress, UV rays, strong blue light waves from, your LED screens like your smartphones and computers. So when we apply these topically, what they do is they neutralize the free radicals before they can attach themselves to the cell membrane and destroy the cells. And remember, the cell membrane is the best source of electrons for free radicals to attack and get those electrons. So daily application of your antioxidants help prevent premature skin aging, improve the visible signs of aging, and they also prevent the inflammation process that leads to cell and skin damage. Okay, so a lot of antioxidant ingredients are available, and when you use them in combination, these formulations are called broad spectrum antioxidants because they give a greater range of protection. So let's look at some of those. Some of our antioxidants are alpha lipoic acid. We have coenzyme Q10, green tea, resveratrol from, you find that in your red wines and grapes, and then pomegranate and your vitamins A, C, and E. Okay, so the vitamins are essential to the health in our bodily functions, and if we have deficiencies, it does have adverse effects on our skin. So vitamins in our product formulation, they provide essential nutrition for preventing and improving the signs of aging and other skin disorders. So let's look at some of the vitamins and talk about those. The first one we're going to talk about here is vitamin A. Okay, so it's a potent antioxidant ingredient. It protects our skin against UV damage and it does slow down the signs of aging. Vitamin A is composed of two parts. The first part is your provitamin A, carotenoids like beta carotene, which helps to maintain healthy skin. And the second part is an active form called retinoids. And there's many different types of retinoids, including retinol esters, retinol or retinol esters, retinol, and retinaldehyde, and retinoic acid. So you want to choose the best form of retinoid for your client, and its concentration in the product is really important. The most common retinoids found in skincare products to improve conditions like acne, hyperpigmentation, signs of aging are your retinoic acid and your retinol. It used to be they would use retinol for just acne alone, and then they discovered a side effect. All their rhytids were starting to fade, and so then that's where it came into skin aging. But originally it was just made for acne. Okay, so let's talk about retinoic acid. It's one of the most potent retinoid approved as an active drug ingredient in the United States. Physicians do prescribe it for the treatment of wrinkles, sun damage, and acne. It is a keratolytic, meaning that it sloughs or exfoliates the skin cells. Retinoic acid is available in prescription in different strengths. You can get it in a cream or a gel. Some of the brand names include Retin-A, Renova, which is tretinoin, Tazarac, which is tazartarine, and then Differin adapalene. And although the retinoic acid is very effective, it can cause some side effects like redness, inflammation, irritation, photosensitivity, I should say, and excessive peeling. So I know when I use retinol, my skin always starts to peel. Okay, so retinol, that is found in over-the-counter skincare products, including your creams, lotions, and serums. Concentrations do vary, and once you apply the retinol, it converts into retinoic acid in the skin. Now, retinol aids in damaged cells to mature normally, and it encourages skin exfoliation, stimulates your cell proliferation, and it also brightens the skin. So retinol is referred to by many experts as the gold standard in anti-aging to smooth out the lines, the rhytids, and textural concerns. Retinol is also used to improve acne, rosacea, and hyperpigmentation. Now, adverse reactions are less common than those associated with the prescription retinoic acid, but higher concentrations of retinol in your professional skincare products should be used with caution because they do also cause serious or side effects, including photosensitivity. And that's why you'll see on a lot of over-the-counter cosmetics, it'll say use only at night. Okay, so let's talk about vitamin C. And vitamin C has been referred to by some experts as the anti-aging superstar. In addition to its potent antioxidant benefit, it does perform a variety of other functions within the skin, and that includes stimulating collagen. I just remember C for collagen. Okay, and smoothing texture, brightening, and evening out the skin tone. It does reduce inflammation, and it enhances the protection against the UV exposure. So there's a lot of different forms of vitamin C used in our skincare products, so it's really important that you understand how each one differs in order to select the appropriate form for each individual skin type. And so the first one we're going to talk about is ascorbic acid or L-ascorbic acid. The acidic water-soluble form of vitamin C. And it is considered the most active form of vitamin C, and it also encourages exfoliation. But due to its low pH, it is very effective in anti-aging ingredients, but the daily use of higher concentrations can be irritating and cause inflammation in your sensitive skin types. So the next one we're going to talk about is the ester of vitamin C. And it is pH neutral, and so it's oil-soluble derivative of vitamin C. It is joined by a chemical ester bond with a fatty acid and palm oil, which is palmitic acid. It's absorbed in your skin much more easily than your water-soluble vitamins are, and it's highly stable, and it maintains an effectiveness when you mix it with other ingredients. Vitamin C esters, they stimulate the fibroblast cells. Remember, those are the cells that produce collagen and elastin, and they also stimulate cell metabolism. So it is considered non-irritating, and it includes the ingredient ascorbyl palmitate. So now the next vitamin C is vitamin C phosphate, and derivatives are pH neutral, and water soluble, and they are considered very stable and non-irritating. And these include magnesium ascorbyl phosphate and sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So the last vitamin C that we're going to talk about is tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, and it is an oil-soluble form of vitamin C. We do find it to increase collagen synthesis while it brightens and evens out the skin tone. It is pH neutral, and it's easily absorbed into the skin. It is considered to be one of the most stable forms of vitamin C. Okay, now let's talk about the vitamin E. Okay, so it's a potent antioxidant, and its main function in skincare is to protect against the UV damage. It does strengthen your skin's natural barrier. It heals and repairs tissues, and it prevents moisture loss. Tocopherol and tocopherol acetate are the most common derivatives that you will see in your skincare products. Okay, vitamin B, these are found in our skincare formulations, and they include B5, which is pantothenic acid. The alcohol form of vitamin B is panthenol. When panthenol is applied to and absorbed by your skin, it does convert into the pantothenic acid. It does have natural abilities to deeply hydrate, soothe, and heal and rejuvenate the skin. So there's another vitamin B we're going to talk about, and that's B3. And it is, we put it in skincare to increase the production of ceramides and fatty acids. And two key components, which are two key components of your skin's barrier function. So this in turn, what it does is it helps our skin retain its own natural moisture, and it reduces redness and irritation. Niacinamide is a derivative of vitamin B3, and it has anti-aging benefits, and that includes reducing fine lines and rhytids, minimizing pores, and it also helps to brighten a dull complexion. So let's talk about the Did You Know section. Because of labeling laws, the word vitamin will never be on the product's ingredient list. Instead, what they do, because of the INCI names, they put those on for international nomenclature. And so what it does is it recognizes the vitamin C ingredient as ascorbyl or ascorbate. So when you're looking for vitamin E, you look for tocopherol. And when you're looking for vitamin A, you look for the words retinol, and retinol. Okay, so vitamin K is another vitamin in our skincare. And it's essential in aiding our body's process of blood clotting, which helps your body heal wounds and bruises. So when we apply it topically in a product, it helps reduce swelling and bruising of the skin. And it's also recommended by physicians for the use after surgical procedures. And it improves the appearance of conditions like stretch marks, spider veins, scars. The reason why is because of the clotting process. And so if you think about it, a bruise is bleeding under the skin, so it helps clot. So we also can use it in the eye area too, for the purple or the darkness under the eyes. You do have fragile capillaries under your eyes, and they do allow the blood to leak into the skin, and it is considered one of the main causes of under eye circles. And vitamin K does help to improve this condition by controlling the blood clotting. All right, so we also put minerals in our skincare products. So minerals are needed by our skin for optimal health and function. And these minerals also provide therapeutic benefits when we apply them topically through skincare products. So let's go through those. The first one is copper, Copper is a really powerful antioxidant, and it helps to protect our skin. It does stimulate collagen and elastin synthesis, so it helps to maintain skin elasticity, tone, and texture. Another one that we're going to talk about is magnesium. It helps to maintain moisture levels. And then zinc, that boosts the immune function. We know when you're sick, you take vitamin C and zinc to boost the immune cells, so think of that. And it heals, it reduces inflammation. It's an antimicrobial benefit, and it protects against environmental stressors like the UV exposure and pollution. Selenium, that's a powerful antioxidant, and it helps balance the oily skin. So we use it for that and antioxidant benefits. Silica is important for firming and tightening, as well as keeping our skin looking smooth. And then sulfur, it's known to have natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, and it's often used to treat acne and rosacea. And then silver, that provides anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and wound healing properties, as well as strengthening our skin's immune system. Colloidal silver is just tiny silver particles suspended in water. I have a friend that uses colloidal silver every time she gets sick, or she's even used colloidal silver. She gets it at the health food store. She'll even put it in her eyes if she starts to get some type of an infection. And I've never done that, but she does, and she claims it works really good. Now, the last mineral we're going to talk about is gold, and it contains healing and anti-inflammatory properties. Gold does help to revitalize and firm our skin. All right, so let's go into peptides. Now, peptides, all they are is just really short chains of amino acids. So when you build a protein is a bunch of amino acids put together with peptide bonds, so they build proteins. The most commonly known proteins in our skin is collagen, elastin, and keratin, which are responsible for skin firmness and texture. Now, there's hundreds of different peptides, all of these which make different combinations of amino acids. Our bodies are made up of 20 amino acids. But in skincare, we use peptide ingredients to help reinforce the proteins naturally occurring in our skin. So, therefore, revitalizing the skin's building blocks so it becomes more resilient. Now, distinct peptides and peptide blends, they can improve many conditions, and they smooth lines and rhytids. They brighten your skin tone. They repair the barrier function. They do increase firmness and hydration. They reduce swelling under the eyes, and they provide antimicrobial effects to treat acne lesions. Okay, so there is a specific group of peptides, and we're going to talk about these. So they're called neuropeptides, and they act by affecting neurotransmitters in your skin. Okay, so when this happens, the nerve cells in your skin, they cease to communicate and relax, slowing down muscle contractions. Okay, so this in turn, what it does is soften the lines and the rhytids, and it helps prevent them from forming. Okay, so let's take a look at these different ones. There's palmitoyl pentapeptide, palmitoyl oligopeptide, palmitoyl tripeptide, and then we have acetyl hexapeptide and acetyl glutamyl heptapeptide. So those are the different peptides that we use in skincare. All right, so ceramides. So ceramides, these are a family of lipid molecules, and in skincare products, they restore moisture, they reinforce the skin's natural barrier, and they help protect it against harm from foreign elements. So ceramides, what they do is they replenish the natural lipids in our skin that was lost from exposure to harsh environmental factors, from the use of really drying products, and during the natural aging process. So let's take a look at those. We have sphingosine, sphingosine, sorry, I was trying to say the same word, and phytosphingosine, and then ceramide EPO and ceramide AP. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some healing botanicals. So healing botanicals, and I've got here, I ran out of room on my board. So we have calendula, and then we have chamomile, rose, and aloe vera. All of these have been used in skincare products for their natural healing benefits. So in addition to the certain botanical oils and stem cell extracts, they've become really popular in our product formulation. Why? Because they provide additional benefits for that ultimate healing and repair. So let's take a look at some of these botanicals here in a minute. So botanical oils, rich in essential fatty acids, not only provide their own distinct therapeutic benefits, but they do contain essential fatty acids, and they promote healthy cell membranes and the barrier function. Without enough essential fatty acids, your skin can suffer from dryness, irritation, inflammation, and premature aging. So essential fatty acids, what they do is they help our cells stay fluid and flexible, allowing water and vital nutrients to enter the cell and the waste from the cell metabolism to exit the cell. So essential fatty acids also create an antimicrobial barrier against elements. And there's two types of essential fatty acids. There's linoleic acid, which is your omega-6 essential fatty acids, and your alpha-linolenic acid, omega-3. And they misspelled it in your book. They put alpha-linoleic, which is incorrect. It should be linolenic. Okay. Now, because your skin cannot manufacture these, you have to get them from outside sources, and that's either through your diet or topical application. Okay, so skin types and conditions, especially skin that's sensitive or inflamed, even with acne, they benefit from these oils. Why? Because they mimic your skin's own natural sebum, and they won't clog your pores, and they do prevent overproduction of oil. So let's take a look at some of the examples of these, and I'll put them up here for you to see. So we have Abyssinian oil, or Abyssinian seed oil, I should say. And then we have argan oil, and then we have baobab seed oil, barrage seed oil, evening primrose oil, meadowform seed oil, pomegranate seed oil, safflower seed oil, sea buckthorn oil, and chamomilla oil. Okay, so those are some of the different ones that they use. Okay, so let's talk about plant stem cells. All right, so plant stem cells, those are naturally occurring botanicals, and they're extracted from the meristems of the plant. That's the rejuvenation center of the plant. So, for instance, let me just use this. So, if this was a plant sprouting out of the ground, this top part here would be where the meristems are, and it's the part that's always going through mitosis and the cells divide. So that's where they get those. Their substantial antioxidant activity has been proven to protect our skin stem cells from the UV-induced oxidative stress They inhibit inflammation, neutralize free radicals, and again, they help reverse the effects of photoaging. So plant stem cells, what they do is they increase production. I'll put this up here. They increase production of human skin cells and collagen by delivering potent nutrients into the skin. So botanical stem cells ingredients, they're derived from several sources, and with advances in this technology, this list would be larger than this. But here's the examples they give you. They give you alpine rose stem oil, echinacea stem oil, edelweiss stem cell. Sorry about that. And then edelweiss stem cell, orange stem cell, grape stem cell, lilac stem cell, Madonna lily stem cell, and then they have sea fennel stem cell and Swiss apple stem cell. And the Swiss apple stem cell is the one I see the most in skincare products. And I have seen the lilac stem cell. Okay, so now we're going to talk about probiotics. Topically applied probiotics are considered one of the latest beauty breakthroughs, especially for skin prone to acne, rosacea, and eczema. So our skin's environment, known as the microbiome, it does consist of millions of bacteria and immune cells working together to maintain the protective barrier, which is critical as our skin's first line of defense from the outside world. So just as internal probiotics help to balance the beneficial and harmful bacteria in our gut, the topical ones here, I'll put it up here, our topical ones, they act to balance and retain healthy bacteria on the skin, and they combat harmful bacteria. And what this does is it results in strengthening the skin's barrier function while promoting a healthy, active immune system. So in addition, topical probiotics, what they do is they help decrease sensitivity, and they, sorry, I know I'm moving this around, and they contain anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. Okay, so here's some examples of those. It would be Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus ferment, and Bifidobacterium longum. Okay, so now we're going to talk about polyglucans and beta-glucans. So these are used in our skincare as a defense mechanism to stimulate cell metabolism. And they're always, just remember this, they're derived from yeast cells. Okay, and so therefore they have a natural affinity for the skin. Okay, polyglucans are hydrophilic. Hydro means water, philic means loving. And they absorb more than 10 times their weight in water. Now, polyglucans also help preserve hydration, collagen, and elastin. So by forming a protective film on the skin. So I always think of this. That's how I remember what they do. I think of, when you do a shadow box in framing, I just think polyglues, collagen, elastin, and hydration, which is really important. Because you know how shadow boxes are, you preserve something that's really important. Like I used to own a framing business, so people would bring in, like a little christening dress with a little bonnet and the little shoes and want me to preserve them in a shadow box. I don't know. That's just how I remember it. I know it's kind of lame, but anyway, polyglucans, they preserve hydration, which is really important, collagen and elastin. All right, beta glucans, they help reduce the appearance of fine lines and rhytids by stimulating the formation of collagen. So I think of, have you guys ever heard of those pedicures where they have those little fish that eat off the dead skin cells? And I think it's in China or Taiwan or somewhere like that. Anyway, I think of little betta fish. That's just how I remember it. Eating off the fine lines on the, skin. I don't know. It's kind of weird, I know. And that helps reduce the rhytids. Okay, so anyway, those are the ways I remember it. Hopefully they help. Otherwise, it's a good joke for you. Okay, so glycoproteins, those also are from yeast cells, and they've been found to enhance moisture content, immune response, and cellular metabolism, and they boost the cellular oxygen uptake in the skin. So this revitalizing capacity, it does strengthen our skin's natural ability to protect itself from the damaging environmental influences. And glycoproteins are skin conditioning agents. They are derived from carbohydrates and proteins, since their name glyco, like think of glucose, and protein. Okay, so, and glucose is a carb, and protein we know. So these are especially beneficial to the skin, and it appears unhealthy, and it's dull from like smoking, diffuse redness, and environmental damage. Now, growth factors, those are called cytokines, and they're protein ingredients that regulate cellular growth and proliferation to promote skin tissue repair and regeneration. So what they do is they play a really important part in healing and maintaining healthy skin structure, including firmness and elasticity. So advances in technology, that's created multiple sources of growth factor, and each one has its own benefit. They're derived from human cells, or they can be derived from human cells, grown in a lab. And one is epidermal growth factor, and also transforming growth factor beta. And so these are, as well as non-human sources from plants, but this technology, it's kind of controversial, and so you're faced with both that, and then there's those that love it and they're excited about it. So there is this big controversy on it. But anyway, so now we're going to go and look at sunscreen ingredients. These are performance ingredients as well. And the purpose of those is to prevent the ultraviolet rays from harming our skin. And we know both UVA and UVB are damaging, and they damage our skin and reduce the risk of skin cancer. In addition to causing cancer, excessive unprotected sun exposure can lead to premature aging, including rhytids, sagging, leathery texture, and hyperpigmentation. Okay, so let's look at the difference. So here I have chemical sunscreens, and then there's the physical. The chemical ones are organic. They are carbon-based compounds, and they work by absorbing the UV rays in the skin, changing them to heat, and then releasing those rays from the skin. Caution should be used, as chemical sunscreen ingredients can cause irritation as well as increasing existing brown spots, discoloration, and cell damage due to the high internal skin temperature. They vary in protection from specific UV rays, as well as protect only from the UVB rays, and they do not provide protection from the UVA. So let's look at some of the examples. Vinobenzone, which is butyl methoxydibenzoyl methane, and then oxybenzone, which is benzophenone, and then there's octinoxate, which is octyl methoxycinnamate, and octisalate, which is octyl salicylate, and then homosalate. So those are the chemical sunscreens. Now the physical ones, these ones are called mineral sunscreens, and they're inorganic without carbon. They are mineral compounds, And what they do is they physically reflect or scatter the ultraviolet radiation. So I say they're like little mirrors sitting on your skin, and when the UV rays hit them, they reflect off. They do naturally provide your broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB. These are typically the preferred sunscreen ingredients for sensitive skin, reactive skin, as well as inflammation caused from acne and rosacea. And two examples, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide inorganic physical sunscreens that do reflect the UV radiation. Now on these, the chemical ones, this avenobenzone, that is the only one that is a UVA protection. These are UVB, as far as I know. I don't think homosalate is a UVA. I believe it's a UVB. Okay, so this does conclude this part 2 section of the main types of ingredients in your cosmetic chemistry. So guys, there's some check-in questions that you need to do, and the first one is, what are the 2 main categories of ingredients in our cosmetic chemistry? And then, why are the preservatives necessary in our cosmetics? And where do botanical ingredients originate? And what's the difference between mechanical exfoliation and chemical exfoliation? And then the last question, what are the 2 types of sunscreen ingredients and how does each one work? Okay, so go ahead, answer those questions, email it to me at krista@oliverfinley.com, and then reread this section. I know it's really long, but go ahead, reread it. And then there is a read section of ingredient definition and properties. It's a download. And then you do the cosmetic case study. And then there's a do of cosmetic chemistry, true and false. And then another do cosmetic ingredients, multiple choice. And then another cosmetic chemistry, multiple choice. So there's a few of them on there. So go ahead and do not do the product pH activity, guys, because you don't have the litmus paper to do that. And then, oh yes, one other, cosmetic chemistry matching. Okay, so do all the homework, send in the questions, and I'll see you in the next section.